Senior U.S. and China officials say they are committed to a phase one trade deal. The chat between U.S. Trade Representative Robert Lighthizer, Treasury Secretary Stephen Mnuchin, and Chinese Vice Premier Liu He was held over a video conference yesterday. Here to discuss is Yahoo Finance senior columnist Rick Newman. Rick, the market initially liked that there was no new developments here, but isn't that also one of the problems here? There are no new developments here, not necessarily moving it forward.
Well, I think no news is good news at this point. I mean, we have this phase one trade deal in effect going back to last January. And as long as both sides say, yes, the trade deal remains in effect, that means no additional tariffs from Trump, no additional countermeasures by China. And that is the sort of steady state that I think markets prefer. What's going on behind the scenes here is that China made these commitments to buy a lot of additional U.S. exports. It's a lot of farm goods, energy, some other things, and they're way behind on those purchases. So China says they are ramping up those purchases. There was the disruption of the coronavirus, obviously, but they're still way behind. So is China going to fulfill its commitments within the 12-month period that the first phase one covers, or not? We don't know. And I think both sides are highly aware that the outcome of the election in November is extremely important here. If Trump wins, then I think he's going to get even tougher on China. He will interpret an electoral victory as an endorsement of his get tough on China policies. And if Biden wins, I think China thinks they can probably expect a reset, and things will change quite a lot.
Rick, there was some concern that, the hard stance Trump is taking with regards to TikTok, saying, he might ban that app here in the U.S. unless a U.S. company buys up the operations. There was concern that that might be a sticking point here and affect trade talks. It looks like that hasn't happened, though.
Well, what Trump is trying to do with regard to TikTok and also WeChat, another very popular Chinese app, is unrelated. At least it's not incorporated formally into the trade agreement. So that's a separate thing altogether. I mean, it does get to the issue of whether China can potentially abuse its access to the U.S. market. But that's different from what Trump has been trying to accomplish on trade. Trump is playing a game of chicken with TikTok because imagine if there isn't a sale to a U.S. buyer and that Trump actually we get to the deadline and Trump actually has to ban this app. I mean, imagine the uproar among all the people who use TikTok that will suddenly find that it's not available to them anymore. So I don't think Trump will actually ban TikTok. I think he does want to engineer a sale of the company to U.S. ownership. And we know that Oracle is part of a group of bidders, and Microsoft also. So we'll see if one of these bidders actually purchases the company before Election Day.
Hey investors, Zach Guzman here. Are you interested in learning more about the markets and getting the latest financial news? Well, then click right here to subscribe to our Yahoo Finance YouTube channel. Get the latest up-to-the-minute market analysis, big interviews in the world of finance, and information on how to manage your money every day wherever you are.